Now, this is an actually interesting opinion. This user is saying that they don't like that cantrips are unlimited use in 5th edition because prior to 4th edition, cantrips worked with spell slots. Like, you had a limited number of cantrips per day that you could prepare and cast, and they were not unlimited use. They introduced the idea of at-will cantrips in 4th edition when we had at-will powers, encounter powers, and daily powers. So, like, fighters would have a couple of maneuvers that they could use at will, and then wizards and sorcerers and clerics and them had cantrips that they could use at will. And that came over into 5th edition. Having played 3.5, PF1, 4th edition, PF2, and 5e, like I've played a lot of editions of the games over the years, personally, I do really like the at-will cantrips. I think they answer a big problem with limited spellcasters. One of the biggest problems that spellcasters have had all the way since 3rd edition, at least, is the 5-minute adventuring day, where you'd walk into an encounter, these spellcasters would burn through their highest level spell slots, and then everyone would need to go home and take a long rest because the spellcasters were functionally useless without their big spells. Cantrips give them a way to be more sustainable throughout the adventuring day without having to build themselves to also use weapons, which very explicitly most spellcasters are garbage at. At low levels, a wizard in 5e can be decent with a crossbow, and in the 2014 rules, using a crossbow could actually be more damaging than a cantrip until they improved at level 5. But beyond that, like, carrying a crossbow, carrying a weapon really isn't going to do anything except get you killed. So giving spellcasters unlimited use cantrips gave them something that feels core to their class, that still feels on theme, but that isn't greatly outshining what people can do with weapons. Now, there is absolutely room to argue that cantrips do too much damage and they should scale that back a little bit to keep them from being as good as weapons. And honestly, I do think that would be a good idea, but that isn't the game we have, and I don't see that changing anytime soon, unfortunately.